Very good afternoon and welcome to Racing International. Well, what a tough day yesterday. Our pick six over here was a carryover. Early on it was okay in the first 3 or 4 races, but boy, the wheels fell off later on the day. A lot of big shots winning here. We're moving down today to KZN. We've got 8 races on the card and we're on the Poly track. Well, let's have a look where you want to be drawn. As we always say, over the 12, 14 and the 16. Inside draws to middle certainly help there. Remember, it's only a 400 metre straight when you turn for home, but the horses do hook to the outside and certainly do run on strongly. Race 1 on the card is a maiden juvenile plate for the 2-year-olds over the 1400 metres. And Kiada, the Australian bred from the Mike de Kock stable with Anton Marcus. Now, last time out, as normal with the Mike de Kock horses, when on debut, opened up even money favourite, eased out in the market on that occasion to 18 to 10, but did put up a fair gallop. Found one a bit too good on the day, ran second, only beaten a length and a quarter. Well, unfortunately, very short today. We all saw that run, priced up at 11 to 20. Number 5 could be a bit of a runner here from the informed Dean Kanemayer stable. Now, this has only had the one run. That was at Scottsville on the turf on the inside track, and it was backed on that occasion from 5 to 2 into 18 to 10. Stable expecting a better run today. It was well beaten there 9 lengths after being slow away. So there you go. They're expecting a much better run. Also, the stable's expecting number 6. This is Stewie Randolph aboard. Certainly a nicely bred individual. Cost 500,000 Rand at the sales. Had the one gallop under the belt. Showed a bit of speed up there handy. Just faded out late. They're expecting a better run as well today. Number 4 just cruised in. Now this sire, just as well as starting to throw a few winners here. Now watch out, it's having its first start. Keep an eye on the betting there, currently priced up at 6 to 1. Here we go, race 2 on the card. It's a maiden juvenile plate for the fillies, the 2-year-olds. It's over the 1400 metres. Now, a lot of people are tipping Dawn Calling. I've just followed suit here because I've heard it's working extremely well. The stable said Duncan Howes will go close, having its third run back from rest and drawn nicely in barrier 2. And look who's on top, a man in form, Muzieni. What about number 5? Well, it's got to have a bit of a chance here. I think it's looking for this sort of trip. Number 5, Phantom Rock, Seanville, drawn in barrier 6. Now, there was no money on debut. It actually drifted from 9s out to 35 to 1. Actually, was only beaten 4 lengths. Respect that run. Should look for more improvement today. Philadelphia Express. This has got Anthony Del Pesh aboard. Warren Kennedy was aboard this one last time. No money for it on debut. Wasn't disgraced there. And Dean Kanemayer also expecting improvement here. Number 7, Time to Think. Grant Van Niekerk, drawn in barrier 5. Now, it lost 3 lengths on debut. Race Green finished 7 lengths off them. So Anthony Del Pesh rode this last time, but I see he's jumped onto the Dean Kanemayer runner here. Here we go, race 3 on the card. It's a maiden plate for the fillies and the mares. 1200 metres where we go. Remember, jumping around the turn there, so inside draws certainly help. And number 3, I thought in a pretty open race, I've got to be honest, Gordon's Gunji, the Australian bred from the Duncan Howes stable. Certainly holding form nicely. The only thing against it here, the draw's okay in 6. Its form's pretty decent, but it's had 3 runs over the trip and only managed to run into 4th. But very open looking field from a reasonable draw. They're bringing it back to the 1200 metres today, where it showed speed last time over the 14, priced up each way at 4 to 1. Certainly number 6, that might have a bit of a squeak from the Anthony stable. Dr. Liberté jumps aboard, but it is drawn out pretty wide. Only reason I've popped this in here, last time out, it actually was drawn 11 out of 12, so same draw, and showed plenty of speed, went to the front, and only got run down late, going down by half a length when running into second. Also, watch out for the Ellison Wright stable. Their stable ticking along nicely. Now gets the services of, I think, the best top weight jockey in the country, Bernard Fade Herd aboard. Now, it was a very disappointing run last time, but was reported after the race not striding out. And I think if it can have a bit of luck from the widest draw, could see this one into the money. Now, here's a horse to watch out for. He's drawn nicely in barrier 2. They're trying it with the blinkers again. They tried him on last time. They brought it back from rest. And I'm talking about number 5, Noodle from the Tony Riverland stable. Now, that was on the turf at Scottsville last time. Showed plenty of speed over the 1200 metres and just got run down late. Now, on this tight track with a decent draw, and Anton Marcus gets the ride today. Just keep an eye on that one, priced up at 4 to 1. Here we go, race 4 on the card, another race over the 1200 metres. Another maiden plate to number 1, Dynamic Force. Blinkers go on today. Anthony Delpesh, good draw in barrier 3. Now, it's been an expensive horse to follow. Short price favourite in all 4 of its outings, never finishing too far behind, although I must say last time was a little disappointing. Showed plenty of speed from a reasonable draw, up the handy and didn't quite go on with it. So I'm going to give it another chance today, and you're going to get a better price at 18 to 10. Nuntier's number 3. We've been tipping this for a while, and gee, we thought we were going to get the money last time when it bounced out like a rocket from a widey straw. That was a good effort, that. Showed plenty of speed up the handy and only got run down late, going down just under a quarter length, but it is third run back today after that gelding. Number 4, Seattle Light, Brandon Lorena, 9 to 2. Certainly another horse who's coming into form now. It's had 2 runs over the course and distance and ran into second on one occasion and gets a decent draw today in barrier 5. All right, if you're looking for another one for the trifectas, then you might want to look at number 2, Wilbur. Now, I'll pop this in at 10 to 1. It's not drawn the best in barrier 11, but also plenty of early gate speed, which it showed last time. We're not fancied at 55 to 1. Absolutely ran a cracker over the course and distance, and it's had the blinkers on the last 3 times. Race 5 on the cards, another one over the 1,200 metres. A merit rated 70 handicap. And number 8, Argo's Jet. That's the one we're liking here. A little bit of each way value at 4 to 1. Now gets the claim of 4 kilos off the back. Now, the young kid Mudley rode it last time and actually ran a decent race from draw 6 out of 11. Drawn a little bit wider today in barrier 8, but only carrying 53.5. You've got to like it. It is second run back after rest. Only had 12 days in between runs. Number 1, Buster Brown, Alec Forbes. Now, there's a bit of money around for this one at 3 to 1. Now, last time out, ran in a merit rated 79 and a previous start an 82. Not finishing far behind, dropping down in class here, and certainly respect this one. Number 6, another one you want to look at, and that's Pyrenees in Spain. Bernard Fade Herd, priced up at 3 to 1. Had to come from a draw last time, 11 out of 14. That was over the 1400 at Scottsville, the inside track. Now, that's a pretty tight track there. Got well over its ground and ran on strongly. Now, here's the comment from the Dennis Bosch stable. Working extremely well, even though it's coming back to the 1200. Might be a touch short, but he should be running on. All right, we're looking for one more for your trifectas. And number 7, Texas Cowboy, got the claim of the kid off the back of 4 kilos and brings it in with a decent weight now of only 54. Now, having a look at its merit rating, it was rated 69. Now it's dropped down to a 66. And I must say, hasn't been finishing too far off them. Race 6 on the card is a Fillies and Mares 84 handicap. Over the 1,400 metres, and Apala Lily. Are we going to make it one of our better bets on the card? Well, I think so here from the Dean Canamay stable. Certainly been knocking pretty loudly on the door. It's only had the 2 runs since relocating from the Western Cape. Now, those forms normally stronger there. Finished second on both occasions and drawn nicely in barrier 3. Looks pretty hard to beat here. Number 1, probably the danger in the race. Brown Sugar. Now, I think it's a bit of value if you like it at 7 to 1. Drawn nicely in barrier 5. Been ticking along nicely and shouldn't finish too far off them. A few people have said to me, watch out for number 2, Chennai Babe, who's coming off a break of 103 days. Certainly got some decent form. Has won 6 of its 18 starts. But here's the eye-catching thing. 4 runs over the course and distance for 3 wins and a second. And top jockey Muzieni jumps aboard. Number 5, Victory Takeover. Well, it's had 3 runs over the course and distance and only managed 1 placing, but I'm going to include it at 7 to 1 with the jockey I think's well underrated, Brandon Lorena. Here we go. It's a merit rated 94 for race 7 and it's over the 1,600 metres. Number 2, Mumsy's Jet. Well, the apprentice gets aboard. He rode it last time. He takes 4 off the back. Certainly brings it in with a very nice weight here of only 53.5. And it's been running in this similar sort of company. Been knocking pretty loudly on a door. Won 3 starts ago, getting up by a head and certainly holding in the last 2 starts some decent form. Are there dangers? Well, I think there are. And number 9, Nicholas, the Brazilian bred with Muzieni aboard, certainly runs well fresh. Hasn't had a run for 47 days this last run. They bounced it out straight to the front over the 1,600 metres and only got coddled late to go down by the shortest of short heads, and it's drawn beautifully in barrier 1. Trifecta time, and number 6 might be one to have a Bo Peep at. A Mountain Master, Grant Van Niekerk, 7 to 2. I thought it was a pretty good first up and they brought it back from a spell. It's had 21 days in between runs. Is the second run going to catch it out? Time will tell, but it is drawn nicely in barrier 2. Now, I'm throwing in a bit of a roughie here. He certainly caught the eye last time. Number 4, McDessie, the Australian bred, it's priced up at 25 to 1. I tell you what, if it can repeat that run from last time against similar company over the course and distance, I tell you what, it's worth popping in at big odds. Race 8 on the card is a merit-rated 76 handicap. 1,600 metres is where we're going. And number 2, Secret Warning. Anton Marcus, I think he can round off proceedings today. He's got one to beat in the race, drawn nicely in barrier 2. He rode it last time when having its first run back from a gelding, and I thought it was a decent effort. Needed that run pretty desperately. Will the second run catch it out? Well, it's always a worry that, but it has had 33 days in between runs. Tanjiro, well, a lot of people are saying they making it their better bet on the card. It's third run back after a bit of a gelding. Very short in the market, 11 to 10 with Anthony Del Pesciboard. Decent draw in barrier 4. There's a lot to like about it. I think those top 2 should find it out. Number 6, Petite Master, Keegan DeMella, also having its third run back after a bit of a spell. Its last 2 runs have both been over the course and distance. Didn't finish far off last time. The only problem with this horse, it can be slow away and then runs on strongly, certainly including the trifectas, currently priced up at 10 to 1. Baltic Amber, number 4 from the Duncan Howell stable in Muzieni. It is drawn out a little bit wide in barrier 9. Will need a bit of luck from there, but here's the comment from Duncan Howell's the trainer. He said, ignore that last run. It's much better than that. So he's recommending to pop it into your trifectas, currently priced up at 12 to 1. Yeah, a couple of short price favourites there today, and keep an eye on them. The favourites are getting rolled a little bit. Well, Saturday, our Champions Day up here in Johannesburg, well, all the favourites arrived. But yesterday, gee, it was a tough day for punters. We're going to be putting up all our selections at our Twitter account at Racing in Tips. From myself, Rod McCurdy, and all the team, we wish you a very successful punting afternoon.